Okie dokie. This is the last game of the match here, and it looks like a big scrying pool thing. Scrying pool there. Rats actually looks important because why is rats important? Because you could remodel the rats if you want, and also um, there's Artificer around, so you could just gain a bunch of rats and scrying pool draw them. Discard down, gain things with the Artificer if you like, right? If you like. There's also remodel rats if you want. There's also plan and scrying pool, and that's what I saw initially. So that is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to open the potion on 4 and plan on 3, so that whenever I buy a scrying pool, well, almost always whenever I buy a scrying pool, I will be able to trash something from my hand. So you could open with your rats if you like, but yeah, I didn't really like opening with the rats. I mean, yeah, the Artificer and rats thing could work, especially with Scrying Pool. But I don't know. I'm going a different route this game. I don't think it is that powerful. So for here, my opponent opens with the potion as well. So I go for the plan here, which seemed fairly standard for me. Put the plan, stick the token on the Scrying Pools. However, my opponent goes for something a little bit less standard here, not opting for the plan. Instead, they're going to buy, I believe, a Chancellor, which is now um, not officially in the base set anymore. I think, right? I don't know why they got rid of Chancellor. Chancellor could shine. I hope I remember that correctly. Anyways, um, Caravan Guard for me, and then a remodel for my opponent. So I understand the remodel, right? You want to dig out like the estates, for example, especially seeing as how he has no trashing. Yet, correction, he has the rats. So he has the rats. So I can understand the remodel, that's fine. So scry pool each here, I'm going to just thin out. So what's going to happen, just to make a long story short, because that's what scry pool games are, they are long stories. So just to summarize, I get my remodel here. So we each have our remodel. We are going to buy scry pools until they're finished. My opponent is going to gain a bunch of rats. I am also going to pick up our rats at some point. I am going to remodel one of my estates, which ends up being the last estate, into a rats. This is the penultimate estate, so if it was the last, I'd have trashed a copper there instead. So I can get rid of it, and I am going to remodel one of my estates into a rats. So and then get some rats that way, so I could remodel the rats. Remodel is actually quite powerful here because it's the only extra gain. Not true, there's Talisman and Artificer as well, which is more gaining of course, but remodel, so it isn't that powerful, but it is essential to buy on the board, right? You want to get as many gains as possible here. So remodel is part of that. And with rats floating around, you just have lots of remodel targets. Caravan Guard over Spy. That's another one that got axed, right? The Spy? Yeah, the Spy is dead. This game is null and void. Nah, joking is valid, of course. This was played when we didn't even know what things were going to get the axe. So yeah, I pick up the Caravan Guard because it will trigger sometimes, hopefully, with scrying pool attacks being flung all over the place. So there, you see I have my rats here. I could remodel this copper into an estate. I don't know if that's worthwhile at all. But instead I'm just going to pick up the scrying pool and not do any remodel shenaniganry, right? The potion is also a possible target for remodeling after all the scrying pools have been bought. So that's what's going on. My opponent has a spy, that's fine, that's whatever. Spy is a sort of a filler card. I can understand why they got rid of it. It just doesn't do too much for you. I don't think. It's fine. And yeah, so this is the turn where my opponent gains a bunch of rats. Just rats. It's like, whoa, there's a lot of rats, man. You don't want to keep that rat population under control. There's a lot of rats, a lot of rats. You just played 4, which means you gained 4, which means you have at least 8 rats in your deck. I mean, I'm trying to be very careful with my rats here. So I see I have 2 very, selectively breeding my rats. I remodeled these rats. I am gonna get an Artificer here. Again, for the gain, of course, you know, I could discard my action cards and draw them back up with Scrying Pool and gain something nice, play it the same turn. We're looking in good shape, right? My plan here, after the Artificer, was to gain a treasure trove. There's the Caravan Guard activation, woohoo. Was to get a treasure trove, right? Why? Because treasure trove gains gold. Rats could clean up the coppers, and remodel could turn the gold into province. So hopefully I'll reach a point in the deck where I can buy a province and gain a province. Of the remodel, that is. So one more Scrying Pool left, my opponent has just been, you know, doing the same thing like me, except with a lot more rats. So they have a bunch more rats than me, and they do have the Artificer. Oh yes, they do have the Artificer. Yeah, the Chancellor was remodeled into an Artificer and a Scrying Pool bot. So here I'm able to draw through, not surprising at this point in the game. I could play these rats, and maybe I should have played these rats, because if I'm going to play the treasure trove, I'm going to have quite a bit of, you know, junk around. So maybe I should have played the rats just to clean up 100%, but I don't do that. Still have, well, 2 coppers now because of the treasure trove. And I'm gonna buy the last Scrying Pool, right? Okay, so this is the fun part of the game. My opponent draws the entire deck, right? Here we go. And I know this trick, right? I like Artificer. Ever since I saw Artificer, I like the card, and I thought immediately, oh look, you know, Scrying Pool with, you know, if you could get a deck full of actions and Artificer, you could, you know, go nuts with it, right? This is how you go nuts with it. This is what I saw everything. I didn't think it would be this powerful. So my opponent uses Artificer, gains another Artificer off of it. Scrying Pool, draw it back. Draw everything back. Artificer, discard 5, gain Artificer. Rats to draw, trash copper, plays Artificer, discards 5, gains Artificer. At this point, you know, there's this video, it was at this moment when this guy realized he effed up. This is what I was thinking at this point in the game. Because I was saying, nah, he doesn't have a win, right? And then I realized he still has 2 Scrying Pools in the back. And rats is easy to drain. These Artificers are draining the other Artificers. Yeah, I'm totally dead here. Absolutely dead. He is just gaining all the Artificers with the Artificers that he gains. There's 3 Artificers left now. Rats is no problem to empty. I nearly resigned at this point in the game. But I thought of you guys, and I thought you would want to see something very cool. So I decided to let the camera roll on so you could see the game out to its completion here. So this Artificer is going to pick up the last Artificer here. And my opponent plays rats and buys province and ends the turn. Plot twist, the game isn't over yet. Because my opponent had just the single rats in his hand. So when he drew that Artificer, he was forced to trash it and then ended up with a hand of nothing. So I don't know if he actually had a win, because Artificer forces you to discard an exact number of cards. Like maybe he was just like exactly 1 card short of doing that massive pile up. Because if he had like rats and something else in his hand, anything else, even if it was another rat, he would have won. He just played rats continuously, empty the rats, buy duchy, win. As it is, he was left with 1 card short. I think he was 1 card short because, like I said, Artificer forces you to discard an exact amount of cards. So what that does is leave the door open for me to win. I could drain the rats, I can remodel into province and buy an estate and win. And I did not at all expect Artificer, rats and Scrying Pool to be that strong. I like Scrying Pool, I like Artificer. This went straight over my head. So at least it's there on video somewhere. It might not be from the person who did it perspective, but it's there. And that is the end of Game 6. I deserve to lose this match, but I come out with a draw, and I'm thankful for that. So thanks for watching.